Well, good evening. Oh, I forgot to put that back on. Hopefully lots of you are here to join us this evening. As per normal, let me know that you're there. Hello, Margaret, you're first in tonight. Hope you've had a good week. So it says that YouTube is connected, so now we just have to wait to see if Facebook is joining us. Hopefully I've got some weird thing spring up on my thingy, so hopefully we've linked in on the right thing. Hello, Amanda. Hello, Tina. So we're on Facebook as well. I don't know about anybody else, but this latest update that Apple has done has just thrown me off completely. I keep getting all these weird and wonderful things springing up on my iPad, weird and wonderful things on my phone. Hate it. Hey ho. Change. It's always good. Right, so how's everybody's week been? Mine's been a bit of a weird one, really. I don't know where the week's gone. Good evening, Debbie. Hi, June. It's flown by this week. I can't believe we're on Thursday already. And we are 6 weeks into our 8 weeks at home. That is madness. Evening, Janice. Hi, Kirsty. Sorry, I was miles away. Amanda's agreeing with me that she's not liking the new upgrade either. She says she's lost loads of stuff on her phone since the update. I know the feeling. I thought it was just me. I thought I'd hit something wrong. Hi, Margaret. Tina, it's been a cold and wet week full stop, hasn't it? Evening, Maria. Hi, Michelle. Right, so shall we get started? We'll take that one off. We will. Now, before I get started, before I hit the button, let me tell you something. So tonight I decided I wasn't going to just do the dies. I was going to bring in some of our roller stamps. So on Tuesday, I decided which one I was going to do. So I collected a brand new one, so that I always have a new one to show you, so you don't have to look at my really dirty, horrible things. Good evening, Tina. Hi, Brenda. And so I'm sat at my desk this morning, finishing up a couple of bits before I started the prep for tonight. And I thought, right, I'll grab that stamp and then I'll go up to the craft room. I turned around. Now, I don't know if you remember, but a few years back we were selling some boxes for storage. And they were quite pretty, lots of different floral ones there were. And so I keep my stamps in there. And believe it or not, there was one box that I keep all my largest stamps in. And good evening, Lynn. Hi, Kirsty. Yeah, so I keep this one particular box of stamps with all the larger ones in. And the only stamp that was sticking out the top of that box was the one I'm using today. I haven't used this stamp for quite some time, which is why I'm using it tonight, because I thought, oh, I like that stamp. Why am I not using it? But it was literally sticking out of the box. It's weird. Good evening, Pam. Amanda, I think I just read that your operation is tomorrow, so fingers crossed everything goes well for you. You'll have to let me know that you're out and hobbling. I don't know if I said good evening, Pat. Hi, Marianne. I think that's everybody. Right, so I'm going to stop waffling. I've told you about my freaky stamp sticking out of my box, and it was the only stamp. I've got like 6 of these boxes, and it was the only stamp. And I may even post a picture on Facebook of my weird and wonderful. Good evening, Carol. Oh, Carol, that's not good. Carol's got a fracture. I think they've got a fractured foot. Right, so I am going to get started. So this is the culprit. This is the stamp. How weird. It really was very odd. Good evening, Jules. Hi, Betty. Right, so we have got birthday wreath. So lots of you will have seen this. Oh, Heather, I'm really sorry to hear that. Heather's lost her fur baby. Evening, Carol. Hope everybody's okay. Yeah, so we are going to be using birthday wishes. Birthday wreath. So we've got this lovely fun wreath. And the sentiments down here are happy birthday. You can do belated as well. Special, anniversary, time to celebrate. Congratulations to you. Good evening, Liz. Hi, Anne. We are also going to be using the Connect the Dots. We're actually only going to be using the tiny little one out of the middle, but we have now got Connect the Dots back in stock again. So if you're after it, grab it while we've got it, because we actually now can't get another shipment in of these until after Chinese New Year, which is the end of February. So we won't have any in until the beginning of March. So watch this space. Then I say that I need to clarify this. Dyes are all made in China. Nobody in the UK makes them. They all have to come over from China because it's something to do with the way that they are made. They're chemically etched, and it's to get rid of the waste. You can't do that in the UK. So all of our dyes have to be made in China. Everything else within Honeydew Crafts at the moment is all made in the UK. So we've got our cardstock, which comes in the 250 and the 300 GSM, the white super smooth. Amanda's saying, are we getting a preview of the new launch, please? Amanda, I can't give you the preview because I haven't got them here. They are all next door. And then we've got black cardstock as well. Good evening, Carol. Saw your card earlier. I'm sorry to hear that you've lost somebody that you needed to send a card to. I'm hoping it's not who I think it might be. See, Margaret, I knew there would be people here that hadn't seen it. Okay, and we're also using our VersaFine Onyx Black anti-static bag, if I remember to use it. We've got crystal clear embossing powder, our sticky clear in the 2 different sizes. So we've got 120 and 30 mil. And then we are using some pens tonight. So we have got rose red, bright yellow, which is quite orangey, yellow, cobalt blue, red, and a blending brush. Those of you that have been after the blending brush, we have finally got them back in stock. We don't have a massive amount of stock, so if you are after them, go grab them quick. Eileen, sorry to hear you've been poorly. She says she's had a really bad attack of the flu for weeks. So many people have had this flu that's going around. It's just been awful for everybody, hasn't it? Good evening from Holland. I am really sorry, but I don't know how to pronounce your name. Aletia, I think it might be. I have no clue. So I apologise, but lovely that you're joining us from Holland. Welcome. Right, so what are our sizes tonight? Nice, easy sizes tonight. And if I'm shouting, tell me that I'm too loud, because I've been told that I'm being too quiet, so I have to speak up, so I'm trying. Right, so we are on an 8x8 card. We have also got a piece of black cardstock, 7 3/4 square. A piece of white cardstock, 7 1/2 square. Then we jump down. A piece of black cardstock, 6 1/4. And then the last size, a piece of white cardstock, which is 6" square. You also need some scraps for die cutting. Just keep hold of all of your scraps. I keep hold of them all these days because the amount of die cutting I seem to be doing lately. So that is it. Normal sizes, Amanda. I was thinking of you. I thought, operation's coming up. Her brain won't work. So next Facebook Live will be the launch of the new stuff. So you'll be back on our world by then, Amanda. You won't be worrying about things. So it'll be good for you. It is stamps. So just so that you know, it's stamps coming. Right, so that's those sizes done. So should we get started? First of all, we're going to go in with our 6x6. You turn the volume down. That's the story of my life, Tina. I'm speaking up because everybody says I'm too quiet. And now Tina's turning me down. Good grief. Can't win, can I? Hello, Margaret. We are all good, thank you. And Mum's finger, as far as I know, is well and truly back up and running. She's not moaned about it, but I think she's had more other pains. She's not been worrying about it. Right, so we are going to ink the stamp up. Now, obviously, there is a right and a wrong way for this stamp because you don't really want your balloons hanging down. So, balloons facing upwards. Bear with me a minute, everybody. I know you all know this, but when I'm on here... Sarah, yes, I did get your email. I just haven't had a chance to come back to you yet. They have finally sent us the passes, and those of you that requested them, that we came first come first serves, because everybody was after them when I announced that we'd got some spares. So I'll get those sorted hopefully tomorrow, Sarah. Fingers crossed. I'll try and remember anyway. Hi Maxine. I don't think I've ever been turned down on a YouTube Facebook Live, but everybody's turning me down now, so I'll quieten down a bit. So it's a big stamp. Spend some time. Also remember, our stamps that have this bit in the middle, work around them and just plenty of ink, lots and lots of little light taps. I don't know who that is. Is it Dilly? So she's been watching us. Usually watches our lives back. But she's managed to catch us live tonight. That might not be a good thing. You can't shuffle through me when I'm on a live. You have to listen to my every word, look. So lots and lots of tapping, lots and lots of little light taps. Then we're going to try and get this in the middle. Ish. That's where it's going. Hi, Carol. It's a big stamp, so give it time to let the ink go through here and to sink into the fibres of the paper. You don't want to just tap it on there. The amount of people that say to me, I'm not a stamper, I can't stamp. Everybody can stamp. You've just got to have the patience to put enough ink on there and the patience to make sure that the ink has time to go through into the cardstock. Plenty of ink. That's the trick. But don't press really hard. Just lots and lots of little light taps all the way around. When you think you've got enough on, do it again. And there's our stamped image. Let me take our crystal clear embossing powder and we're going to put that all over the top. There are a couple of little bits of tonight's card that are a little bit more fiddly, but there are ways around it if you didn't want to do the fiddly bit. Hi Ruth. Okay. Now it's entirely up to you. If you're not hugely confident, then heat this up first. I'm going to pop my sentiment in before I heat it up so I can do it all in one go. Amanda has asked me a very valid question. You always stamp in black. Do you ever use any other colours? Very, very rarely do I use any other colours. I think black makes it pop quite a lot. Sometimes I'll use a grey. But again, very rarely. Sometimes I will occasionally stamp with some of the oxides just because I want the sentiments or something to be the same. But very rarely do I stamp with any other colour. And I don't really know why. That's just me. It's just how I've always been, really. Now, I'm trying to get that in the centre without sticking my head under the camera. Let me whip that off there now. So, and there is no particular reason, Amanda, why I don't stamp in any other colour. It's just my preference. So we've got our sentiment on there. And then we're going to right, that's the hard bit done for the day. I have to say the new stamps have arrived. As I say, they are next door. And I was very pleased with them. I can't wait to... I haven't actually even had time to play with them myself. So as normal, I'm going to heat from underneath. People ask me why I'm doing that. It's because it allows the heat to travel through. Hi, Dawn. So get your heat gun as hot as you can. And then you are going to heat from underneath. If you're not comfortable doing it this way, do it how you are comfortable. It's just because I'm colouring this in and it means that the embossing powder doesn't jump around as much. The other thing is when you are heat embossing, you're not blow drying your hair. So don't be wafting it around like this. You notice my hand does not move hardly at all. I am literally heating that powder and it's almost like I'm getting the powder to chase me, to be heated, if that makes sense. I let it follow me. It does get warm if you're heating from underneath, so be careful. And if you see smoke, take your heat gun away. It appears that most of you enjoyed the last live we did, because I have never seen so many of you post pictures, and we sold, and loads of you bought that die after the last Facebook live, the Shining Star die. So thank you all. I hope you enjoy playing with it now. We've had lots of you posting or sending me pictures of your version of it, so it's really nice, and some really funky colours coming through too. So we've done that. Now there will be a little bit of warping, so don't worry about that. It will settle. I did my prep one earlier, about 2 hours ago, I suppose, and maybe a little bit longer, 3 hours maybe, and it's flat now. So if you want it to be perfectly flat, I did use my little bag. Brenda says I didn't use my little bag. I did, but not for, I did it before. I promise I did use it, didn't I, everybody? Now I'm questioning myself. Amanda, you're going to do the Christmas version. Right, so that's your stamping done for today. We are going to be doing some colouring in. Now, because I'm using those pens and we have embossed this, remember you need to blot it. Still be careful, because the colours we're using are quite prominent colours. And it can be, the red particularly, goes a very long way. Susan, will I be in York on the 15th? Yes, we will be in York on the 15th, Susan. We will. Right, so I'm actually going to leave my red balloon until last. I'm going to go in with my lighter colours first. So I'm going to go in with the yellow first. Now this is super smooth cardstock. It's not, because I'm not blending these. If you do want to blend with these pens, watercolour cardstock is definitely the way to go. It makes it much easier for blending. Joanne, yes it was. Good evening, Chris. Yes, it was clear embossing powder. So I used black ink and a clear embossing powder. I have done this for years and years. And actually I did notice, I don't watch other people very often. I don't look at what anybody else is doing, but one popped up on my screen, and she was who I used to watch a long time ago when I first started. And so it was a little bit of a guilty pleasure. Good evening, Mary. I hope you're well. And so I watched somebody who's a very well-known crafter who has now taken on my little tip, and she is also doing black ink and crystal clear. I've hated using black embossing powder because it always jumps around. Doesn't matter how hard you try, it will go places you don't want it to be. So I stopped using it and came up with this. And it works brilliantly for me. Now remember, you must go in and blot this as you're going. Now, brave the red, brave the red, brave the red. Just be careful with the red. It goes a very long way if you smudge it. I'm going all quiet, look, because I'm colouring in. Oh, good job I'm not using this, because I've just gone straight over my white hole. I wasn't concentrating, I was thinking of something I was just going to show you. So you're going to colour all of that in. I'm not going to make you watch me colour all of that. Brenda, it was like a flash of lightning. I used my anti-static bag, a flash of lightning. So once you've coloured it all in, now again, be careful with your red, particularly when you're going to go in on all of these tiny little bits. I'll show you mine in a minute. The one that I finished, ready to put this all together. These smudge for ages. Now, I think you can get these on Amazon, and it's made by Tombow. Can I get that in there? Oh, it's going to go out of focus on us. This is like a little sandpapery rubber. It will get you out of a couple of sticky situations, but don't rely on it too much. It sandpapers your paper. So if you use it too much, you're going to scuff and give yourself a funny mark on your paper that you don't want. But it will get you out of some little hiccups. So once you're all coloured in, you'll hopefully end up with something like this. And this is what I mean when I say they smudge. They still smudge. It takes I would probably leave that quite some time. Or make sure I'm using kitchen paper to pat it down. To stick it down. Alright. So that's that one once it's finished. One other little thing. I did go in with on a couple of the colours. I'm just going to quickly show you on this one. So this is with our rose red. And I'm just going in below where that scribble line is. That is embossed. Can we bring that down a little bit? Sorry, I know I'm coming in really quick, but I've got to do it before it dries. And then the blender pen. Oh, actually, no, I'm not going to use the blender pen. I'm going to use the red again. And I'm just going to go over the top of that. Now, I don't want to do it too much because it's normal paper, so it doesn't like it if we go over it too much. So again, just below that line, I'm going to blot that because that's going to go again. And then with the red, I'm just going to go over the top, and that will just gives you a little bit of a highlight underneath. Spin that round. I'm going to do the same over here. On the yellow, I'm going to go in with the bright yellow. Scribble along the bottom there. I'm going to take the yellow pen. Oh, sorry, I wasn't in camera. And that just gives you a little bit of highlight. Now, obviously, I can't do that with the orangey one. So I'm just going to go in and just put some more orange just on that little section. And then blot. Susan, I don't do them as the sets. We sell them individually. The reason I don't do them as the sets is because I don't know about anybody else. I've got all of the colours, but I very, very rarely use. In fact, some of them are still in the packaging. So we do them as individual colours. You can buy them individually. The reason is then you buy the colours that you're going to use. And you don't have, because they're not cheap pens, then you don't have hundreds of colours. I don't think I've ever used any of the browns. I don't think I've used maybe 3 or 4 of the greys, and there are lots of greys. So yeah, we did them individually for that reason only, Susan. You can go in and choose the colours that you like. Right, now I am going to stick this onto my black because I want it out of my way. Bear with me a second. As I say, remember, just be a little bit careful when you're putting this down. You don't want to smudge that. I know mine's not coloured in, but just press that down rather than smudge any more, we hope. Now I've just seen that I have actually got a red mark down here that I'm going to use that rubber and see if it will take it out for me. You just have to be a little bit careful because it is harsh and we don't want that. So as it is quite a funky card. You could do that on an 8x8 card and just leave a 6x6 card and leave it. Or you might need to go to a 7x7. Even just like that would be quite cool. It really pops out. But we're going to up it a little bit. Right, so here's where our dies come in. So we've got my massive, great big die cut machine here. We're going to go out a little bit more. Oh, wait. Sorry. Then I have got my trusty tumble dry sheet. Amanda has said, could we not use the blender to remove the blobs? On watercolour cardstock, Amanda, 100% yes you can. On super smooth cardstock, not so easily. It tends to just smudge it rather than remove it. So on watercolour cardstock, definitely you can. And I may show you the little tip on that. So anti-static bag wiped. Oh, no, it's not an anti-static bag. It's a tumble dry sheet. Wiped all over my die. I'm then going to take my cutting plate, pop my die down. Now this is a just over 3 inches, millimeters over 3 inches. Cardstock on top of that. Again, just scraps. And then if you haven't already heard our little trick with the bubble wrap, works great on everybody's dies. And then we're going to pop that through. And it doesn't matter if the bubbles are up or down. Sorry, my camera's going to shake for a moment just till we're through. And somebody asked me the other day if I just use the bubble wrap once and then throw it away. No, I don't. So I'll use it a few times and you will get cut marks on it. And then after a while I fold it over. And then I think I've used this about 20-ish times this afternoon. So yeah, you get plenty of use. And then I keep hold of that. And then when this piece is done, I'll put 2 together and I'll use them. Don't know what the trick it is with the bubble wrap, but it works great. So I'm not going to argue with it. So we're going to take this out of here. And I missed that corner, but it doesn't matter because we don't need this one. And that's our tiny little connect the dots cut out. Just get rid of these bits. And we'll pop this out of the way and then we can carry on showing you the rest of this. So this is the smallest die from the connect the dots. Oh, did we just go fuzzy again? I have no idea. So it's a really, really fine detail. I don't know if I've got any of the other sizes. So the next size up is that. And then the largest one is that. So I'll position them on here and then you can see. And it is a fab die. And watch this space is all I'm going to say. So I wanted all of my stuff all my card to be completely colour coordinated. I'll put these out of the way. So I took all of my pens and I did it on my craft sheet. But yes, you're right. I'm going to colour it. Now I'm bringing you right in to colour this. Now hold it quite upright and you're going to go all the way over the top. And the reason you hold it upright is because that way the brush will go down the sides of the die. Now I'm moving this round rather than going all the way around because any extra ink that's sitting on this craft sheet will also get picked up and used rather than wasted as we're going along. So obviously a little bit of patience is required. And I cut these out. I've used 4 different colours on this card. So I've cut it out 8 times. I've done 2 of each colour like this. So I've done a blue, a bright yellow, which is my orange, a red and a normal yellow. So just keep spinning it round. Margaret has said she hopes we're going to do square ones. Couldn't possibly say, Margaret. Couldn't possibly say. So as I say, you're going to go round and just colour that in. And as I say, don't go all the way around in one spot. You want to keep going back in, bringing it round into that same spot. It just means that you're not spreading that ink all over and you're picking some of it up each time you go in there. And we are nearly done. So you just need a little bit of patience to do that bit. If you would rather do it with coloured cardstock, cut them out in coloured cardstock. Your card, your choice. So that's it. That's how easy it is. And now you'll know why I've got fingers looking like they are tonight. Very unpleasant. Right. going to clear that red up because, as I've said, the red goes a very, very, very long way. If you wanted to, you could spritz that and make yourself a background on a smaller piece to cut up. But I haven't got my spritzer here, so we won't be doing that. So we will zoom back out so that we can see the whole card. Right, as I said, I've done these in, we have two blues, 2 reds, 3 now, 2 oranges and 2 yellows. A little bit of time, a little bit of patience, and you are colour coordinated, which is, of course, how I want everything to be. That's my choice. Do it how you want it to be. So you're now going to take your bigger square card. You've roughly got about half an inch, 3/4 of an inch all the way around that card that we're going to fill in. So now I've got a piece of acetate here, and I'm going to use that to put my glue on. And to do all my gluing on too. We're going to take our pastry brush. If you've missed this is a hack that Mum saw on Facebook a while back now. So it's a pastry brush, just a normal silicone pastry brush. I've got a bit of glue stuck on the end there that doesn't want to come off. That we've cut all the bristles off. So instead of, they're usually about so long, aren't they? So we cut them off, and we use this for inking, for gluing our intricate dies. So I'm going to be positioning these around the edge. But there's bits that you're going to cut off. So work out a couple of bits that you want on there and just glue a little section of it. You can always go back in and dab a little bit more glue if you wanted to. But you don't want it to be too big. Don't forget as well, obviously I've done this already, prepped this already. So I've kept all the bits that I've cut off. And you can go in and use those as well. So you don't have to use full ones, and do them so that they go in different directions. Don't do them all so that they're peeking out from underneath, which is why I'm going to go in and grab. Oh, there we go. A couple going the other way. I think I chopped a bit off that one, so we'll go in with this one. So I'm going to position that kind of about there. So I'm going to take a little bit more glue, and we're just going to, now parts of these will obviously hide underneath your topper that you've just made. But again, it's another way of using all these fab dies that we have and don't always use to their full ability. Got blue here. I'm just going quickie now, and just do it all the way around however you want them. You can go in and snip bits off, add bits in. Don't feel that you have to use the whole thing. Now this scrappy piece of acetate, seems to be working really, really well for this. I've tried lots of different ways. I didn't like it on my craft sheet because it meant I could feel the bits sometimes. Now that one is probably not going to be hugely seen, but it's still going to get seen. So you're going to end up, and then you can go back in and put extra bits in places. See what I mean? So you're going to go all the way around. Once you've gone all the way around, these bits that you've now got hanging over the edges, you're going to cut those off. Linda, Happy New Year to you. Hope all is well. And Kirsty has said, if you, what could I use if I haven't got this die? Absolutely anything you want. You could use just parts of the stamp. Just make sure your balloons are up the right way when you do it. That's all I suggest. So you're going to go in and cut all this off. So you could just use, where's my stamp? Where's my stamp? Where's my stamp? So you'd be stamping off the page, but just use like sections of it. So you could go around and just stamp sections all the way around if you wanted to do that. There's lots of different ways around if you haven't got this die. This is just something I was playing with and thought, oh, quite like that. So once you are done, as I say, hang on to all these bits that you have already done. I'm sure they'll come in handy at some point. All the offcuts and everything as well. I've got a little bag here, so I'm going to put them all in. But actually, you could even, if you didn't want to do the whole way round, or exactly, die, I didn't even think of that. You could use a stencil. Why didn't I think of a stencil? You could use anything. Right. But it's even quite funky just doing the top. I quite like that, even just with the top. So you don't have to do the whole thing if you don't want to. Now I need to find somewhere safe to put my glue piece that I'm not going to stick my finger in it. Or stick anything on top. So again, it looks quite cool just like that. But of course I've gone all the way around. That's what you're going to end up with. So you've got lots of weird and wonderful shapes going on here, but you're not going to see those because this is going to go over the top. I don't know if I like it better with just the top, to be fair. It would save a lot of die cutting, wouldn't it? So we're going to lay this one on top. So if you have all these bits and pieces already prepped, it's actually quite a quick card to do. Blimey, you're a chatty bunch tonight. I'm trying to keep up with you all. Don't you have background stamp you could use or something similar? You could use any stamp, Carol. We do have a couple of background ones. We've got the music and the script, but watch this space. There may be more. Not this time, though. And Joanne, I agree. I quite like it, just the top as well. She said the top's, just doing the top is a good idea. Tina says, that's really clever, Amanda. You could also use the whole thing to make a topper by overlaying them in different colours. Yes, you could. So before I pop that on there, we are going to stick this on the card. And Amanda has said you could add those circles on the inside, and yes, you certainly could. And in fact, you may have just given me an idea, Amanda. And then we're going to put the topper on there. I think this is actually quite a nice card for anybody, but for kids, not all of us are great at doing all these cutesy little cards for kids. I know I'm not great at colouring in pretty cutesy little faces and things, and I would always struggle. So I think it would make quite a nice card for that kind of age as well, wouldn't it? Could run the card with die cuts through to create an embossed star back. Ooh, die. I'm liking that idea as well. Right, so I am just going to really, really quickly cut us another black square. So if you want to do this, you need 2 black squares. 2 black squares if you want to do the inside. because there's nothing that says that you have to have that whole die on there, is there? Now we could go sideways or we can go on top. I like it on top. So we're going on top. So if you really wanted to up your game, you can put it on the inside as well. So there we go. That was a pretty easy card to make. Now, if I'd have been clever and not shown you this on Facebook Live, I could have done this as for our workshop. That would have been fun. Although, to be fair, cutting out lots of circles for everybody may not have been so much fun. Right, I am going to bring this down just a little bit so you can see it up close. And that's it. That's so simple to make. And then, as Amanda said, you can use those on the inside. If you wanted, you could put your whole circles on there. I quite like the fact that that's missing off the bottom there. Really, really easy card to make. So would you like me to run through it again really quick to show you what we have used? I'm going to put that to one side. So the pens we have used today are Cobalt Blue. Come back out again. We've obviously got the blender pen. We've got red, rose red, red, bright yellow, and yellow. We've also used our crystal clear embossing powder. We've used VersaFine Onyx Black and the little bag, anti-static bag. We've got our sticky glue that comes in the 30mm and the 120mm. And then the main part tonight was our black cardstock and our white cardstock. It comes in the 2 different weights. And then we've used Connect the Dots and Birthday Wreath stamp set. And here is what we've made. So you get me back now. Now look, I'm up too high. I should have put this down before I see, otherwise you chop my head off. But I can't craft as low as I have to sit to talk to you. I know, all complicated. But if I take my camera up that's in front of me, then you get my camera that's hit above me in your face. So that's the card made. Ta-da! I should do it on a split screen, shouldn't I? Oh, let's get really technical. Hey, check me out. Bloomin' heck. Yeah, so that's our card finished. Few things I need to tell you about. So we have got, I'll get my scrap bit of paper and read it to you. So next Facebook Live is Thursday the 5th of February. That is the launch of our brand new release. I'm going to keep you waiting until then. Yeah, so that will be at 7 PM on the 5th, Thursday the 5th of February. On the 7th of February, we start our mammoth weekend. I'll start into it all. And it's going to be mad. So, Motorcycle Museum for the Excalibur Papercraft Show on Saturday the 7th. Then we leave there, we break down, we drive up to Manchester, and then you will find us at the Sincerely Yours show in Lee on Sunday, Sunday the 8th. Then we have TV on the February the 12th, which is the Thursday, at 2 PM and 5 PM. So I hope lots of you can join us for that one. And then I will carry on the rest of the world after that. What else do I need to tell you about? Yeah, I think our workshops. So our workshops are out for the season. We have had a couple of ladies, our Berry St Edmunds workshop was completely full, but we've had a couple of ladies that have had to pull out, one through illness and one through her husband being poorly. So if you are interested, we have a couple of places available in Berry. It's a brand new venue that we're going to. It's really nice, easy to get to, easy to park, lots and lots of your own parking, all on one level, not a long way to walk with all your stuff. For those of you that have been to our Berry workshops, our previous venue had a bit of a trek once you've parked to get to the venue, to get to the room. So yeah, it's all on one level, easy to get to, and hopefully we'll see lots of you there. So we have got those 2 places that have become available on that one. If you want to know more about our workshops, they are available over on our website. We've got Portsmouth, Newcastle, Coventry, Bury St Edmunds, and Haydock. So yeah, that's all of those. I don't think there's anything else I need to tell you about. We have now got Connect the Dots back in stock again. We've got Shining Star back in stock again. And we have got Nesting Hexagons back in stock. I think that's everything. That was quite quick really for me, wasn't it? So Amanda, yes, you can request a table at the front, as you will be on crutches, fingers crossed. And Brenda, thank you very much. I am no genius card maker. I just do it and hope you all enjoy what I make. So we'll take that. If we can take that off, then we can take that one off. No, that's the one I wanted. So you've got me again. So that's everything. I will pop the video, or the video's on there now, and it will be available on our website at some point tomorrow. We have a certain amount of time before it allows us to put it onto our website, and it will list all the products I've used. So if you're stuck, please feel free. Obviously, we've got loads and loads of videos on our Facebook and YouTube. Well, they're all on YouTube and our website now, because Facebook only hold them for 30 days. So you can go over to our YouTube channel, honeydewcrafts.co.uk, or you can have a look on our Facebook or on our website, honeydewcrafts.co.uk or .com. Both will take you there. And then across the top of our website, it gives you the, it says demo videos, I believe. And you can click on there, and the whole long list is there of all the videos we've made. Lovely to see that last week or last time lots of you posted your makes. We have our closed group where you are free to post any Honeydew Crafts products that you, or projects that you have made using Honeydew Crafts products. It's called Honeydew Crafts Be Inspired, and if you go on there you have to request to join, and we'll click you in and you can go in and see what everybody's been making. So have a lovely evening, everybody. Carol, we will see you at Sandown. Amanda, good luck tomorrow. Fingers crossed you actually get it done this time. We'll be thinking of you. Have a lovely evening, everybody, and we will see you again.